Welcome back. As you know, I'm Eli, the computer guy, here for the Daily Blob, where you say, you know what will really turn Tesla around at this point in time? If Elon Musk gets even more equity and has even less responsibility. That is how to be a CEO in 2025. More power, less responsibility, take all the money to try to destroy our democratic system. Anyways, oh lordy, this whole Elon Musk thing is it still funny? Is it still funny? It keeps going. It keeps going. It's the song that has no end. It goes on and on, my friend. Someone started singing it, not knowing what it was. And they kept on singing it because it is a song that has no end. It goes on and on, my friend. Anyways, so this is an interesting story. Not actually for Elon Musk's pay package. Whatever. At this point, I don't understand the financial argument for Tesla. I've talked about this for a long time. It's not that Tesla should not be valuable. Why the hell is it as valuable as it is? That I don't understand. Why are people still excited about it? That I don't understand. The new models of cars are pretty crappy. I own one. We're gonna get rid of it whenever we get around to it because it's a pretty crappy vehicle, right? I don't know. You just look at what Tesla's doing, and it's just so confusing. So the important thing here is not his pay package. It's when you continue reading the story and you find out that Elon Musk and now the board want to invest into xAI. And this is the thing that I find so fascinating about the Elon Musk story. There's this idea, like when you buy a share of Tesla stock, that you're investing in Elon Musk. And that's just not the case. You're investing in Tesla, right? Tesla is a company. The Boring Company is a company. Starlink is a company. xAI is its own company with its own shareholders, its own board, its own all of that kind of stuff. And what I find fascinating with what's going on with Tesla right now is basically how Elon Musk is shifting the value of artificial intelligence over into an entirely different company. He literally came out and stated a few years ago, right, that artificial intelligence is the real value of Tesla, right? If they don't have AI for Tesla, Tesla is worthless. Tesla as a car company is worthless per his own statements. Which is why it is really interesting to see him spin up an entirely separate artificial intelligence company called xAI with its own investors, its own equity, all of that completely separate from Tesla. And now we see more and more of the AI being done at xAI and not being done in Tesla, right? I've talked about this before, where xAI Grok is now running certain services within your Tesla vehicle, right? If you want to use CarPlay or Android Autoplay, whatever the hell it's called, he will not allow you to use CarPlay in a Tesla because he wants Tesla to control your experience when you're in the vehicle. So it's curious when now Grok is going to be the AI service that's going to be used in the vehicle, which comes from xAI. You can't use CarPlay, but xAI is going to be in your Tesla. If you go over to China, it's like Baidu and some other system, their LLMs are going to be embedded into the cars. Isn't that curious? A $1 trillion company that up until recently has been really protective about protecting your experience within the vehicle, all of a sudden is buying AI services from other companies. And again, they're worth $1 trillion. Apparently even Grok is being used for customer support services, right? We're told the real value. Eli, you keep calling Tesla a car company. It's not a car company, it's an AI company or a power company, what the fuck they're calling it. Anyways, they're $1 trillion AI, robotics, whatever company that's buying their AI services from other vendors. And now what we see is that Elon Musk and the board want to take Tesla's money to invest into xAI. They don't want to take Tesla's money to invest more money into Tesla creating AI, the real value proposition for Tesla. No, they want to fund an entirely different company to build AI. And yeah, I don't understand. Eli, no, I just don't get this. Anyways, this is coming from CNBC. The first thing we got to talk about is his pay package. Whatever, it is what it is. Tesla's nearly $1 trillion new pay plan for Musk would expand his voting power. Yeah, that's right. If he hits all these metrics, he'll get $1 trillion. He'll get $1 trillion in equity. Because if there's one thing that the entire world needs right now is Elon Musk being worth 1 point something trillion dollars. Though hopefully, I don't think he'll hit these marks, but who the hell knows? Tesla is asking investors to approve yet another outsized pay plan for CEO Elon Musk, according to a financial filing out Friday. The total package is worth about $975 billion based on the maximum payout, assuming share count remains. The proposed plan for Musk, already the world's wealthiest individual, consists of 12 tranches of shares to be granted if Tesla hits certain milestones over the next decade. It would also give Musk increased voting power over the EV maker and aspiring robotics titan, which he has publicly demanded since early 2024. Tesla chairwoman Robin Denholm told CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin the plan was designed to keep the CEO, quote, motivated and focused on delivering for the company. So remember, most of his wealth comes from Tesla. So I don't know, whatever the hell he's worth at this point in time, $300 billion or whatever. Like a huge portion of that, like half of it, comes from Tesla. But that's not enough. Having $100+ billion in equity tied up in Tesla is not worth him actually doing his goddamn job. No, what he needs to do his job is even more equity, right? And this is the absurdity that we're getting into this world, right? This jackass comes out and literally says, if you want to work from home, you don't actually want to work, ergo, you should quit the company. If you don't want to work for Tesla, just quit, right? And this jackass is doing like 1 day of work a week at Tesla. He's doing everything else in the world. At the exact same time, Tesla is falling apart. And just look, the robo-taxi is a joke, right? I was just in Austin. I was literally just in Austin. And what was fascinating in Austin was Waymo. Waymo. You go to Austin, every time you turn around, you see a autonomous Waymo, right? You sit at Whole Foods and 10 Waymos go by. You go to the park, Waymos are dropping people off and picking people up at the park. You're off in the suburbs, there's a fucking Waymo in the suburb, right? Every time you turn around, there's a Waymo. I never saw a robo-taxi. I never saw a robo-taxi. True story. So anyways, right, you know, he has all of this wealth already tied up in Tesla, but that's not worth it for him to do his fucking job. No, he needs even more equity in the company. Quote, if he performs, if he hits the super ambitious milestones that are in the plan, then he gets equity. It's 1% for each $500 billion of market cap, plus operational milestones he has to hit in order to do that, Denholm said on CNBC. The full award would give Musk more than 423 million additional shares. Denholm confirmed that the Tesla CEO pay plan, if approved by shareholders, would not put any limit on where and how Musk spends his time or require him to spend any minimum number of hours per week on Tesla business. So he just keeps getting to do whatever the hell he wants to do, right? Remember when I used to scream about Jack Dorsey being a part-time CEO? I was like, this is ridiculous. Jack Dorsey is CEO of Twitter and CEO of Square, or Block, or whatever the hell it's called now. This is stupid. Yeah, Elon Musk, Jesus. Holy shit. To obtain the first award of the plan, Musk and Tesla would need to almost double their current market cap to reach $2 trillion. The final benchmark is reaching an $8.5 trillion market cap. The operational milestones of the 2025 CEO Performance Award include 20 million Tesla vehicles delivered, 10 million active FSD subscriptions, 1 million robots delivered, 1 million robo-taxis in commercial operation, and a series of adjusted EBITDA benchmarks. So, how much is this actually going to be worth for Elon Musk at the end of the day? Who knows? I mean, that was one of the things. Like when he got these stock awards originally, when the value of Tesla went up, nobody thought that the value of Tesla was going to go up the way that it did, but then it did, and he became the wealthiest person in the world. So now these actually seem like pretty ridiculous metrics to hit, but who knows at the end of the day. People like buying Tesla stock for some reason. I could actually see the Tesla stock getting a bump simply because people will believe, oh, this is what Tesla should be worth. Well, the board of directors said that Tesla should be worth $8.5 trillion. Ergo, I should buy 20 more shares of stock. So who knows? That is what it is. I find that part fascinating just with Elon Musk, just because, again, when you look at just the malaise around the Tesla brand over the past number of years, you see him doing everything in the world other than actually dealing with Tesla, and then you just see the board doubling down on Elon Musk. My argument here, whether it's Elon Musk, whether it's Mark Zuckerberg, whether it's some of the other folks we've seen. These superstar founders over the years, is I do question how much we get locked into the idea that the companies need these founders, right? There's this concept that they are the visionaries and we need these founders to be successful. We look at this with Mark Zuckerberg, right? Mark Zuckerberg put tens of billions of dollars into the metaverse. I knew exceedingly few people that backed that play. Right? Even the people I know that are actually VR fans were like, I'm not sure, 50 or 60 or however many billions of dollars in the metaverse makes a hell of a lot of sense. But the idea is he's the visionary. Right? Now the metaverse is doing whatever the metaverse is doing. And now he's putting tens of billions of dollars into AI. Why? I don't know. I've literally talked to current and former Meta employees and literally just asked them, hey, look, around the water cooler, at the coffee pot, why do you all think that you're putting so much money into AI? And motherfucker, none of them have even tried to give Here's the thing. It's not that they haven't given a good answer. They're just like, AI is like the future. So the first company to get to super intelligence first, they probably would make a lot of money, right? So I guess that's what we're doing. Like, that's literally fucking their response. Meta employees, it's a response. Anyways, right, but there's this idea that Mark Zuckerberg, and again, as I've said with Elon Musk, the idea that he's this visionary, but the poem or whatever I like to say, I was in Jessup, Maryland when I was 17 years old, when I had my future ahead of me, right? I remember I was sitting there at this abandoned mall and scribbled on the wall. Right? It said, I saw the greatest minds of my generation shivering, naked, laughing hysterically in the dawn of a new age, right? And the idea, right? The greatest minds of one generation are not the greatest minds of the next, right? The next generation will stand on the shoulders of the previous generation's greatest minds to do things the previous generation could simply not imagine. And the issue that we're getting to now with a lot of these tech companies, right, and these superstar founders, is there's this idea that they are visionaries forever. Not that they were visionaries for a 10-year period of time or a 5-year period of time, or maybe they got really fucking lucky once. No, but the idea that they're visionaries forever. And so the fascinating thing when you see with Elon Musk and with Tesla is that there seems to be no real conversation of who comes after Elon Musk. Right? And I think that's the curious thing. And we'll see what happens with Tesla. But the most interesting thing with all this, most interesting thing, is Tesla also said in the filing Friday that it will ask shareholders at the November 6th meeting to vote on whether the company should invest in Musk's newest venture, xAI. Musk first floated the idea publicly with an informal poll on X last July, asking whether Tesla should invest $5 billion into xAI. So xAI is an entirely separate company with separate equity structure and the whole 9 yards. What it's worth, I don't know, somewhere between 150 to $200 billion, because that's what they're all worth nowadays. But last time I heard it was like $150 billion, supposedly xAI was worth. They ate Twitter. Yeah. They ate Twitter as a snack a little while ago, and so all of that is $150 billion plus. But the curious thing here is, right, what is xAI doing? xAI is supposed to be an AI play, 100% AI play. And the curious thing is that you're starting to see more and more with Tesla is they're outsourcing the AI components, right? A $1 trillion technology company is outsourcing the components of their product that their own fucking CEO that wants $1 trillion in equity compensation stated that is the most valuable thing, right? This is the golden goose. And so that's one of the big issues that I have with Tesla right now, and I'm kind of curious how this will all work out at the end of the day. You know, if all Tesla is doing is building the hardware, again, I'm not actually anti that. To be clear, no snark, I'm not anti that. Pipes might not be fucking sexy, but we need them, right? That whole thing with Verizons of the world and AT&Ts of the world. They don't want to just own pipes. They want to do everything else. Hey, I believe in pipes. I believe in factories, right? If you want to have a company that just builds robots and just builds cars and basically install somebody else's software into it, I'm all for that, realistically, at the end of the day. But that's literally not what Elon Musk has said the play is. What Elon Musk has said the play is that the artificial intelligence, the software, is the actual value for the company. Their hardware that they're producing is just basically the hardware you have to produce in order to have somewhere to install the software. And that's what's interesting with this as there becomes more competition. As there becomes more competition in the electric car realm, and as there's a lot of competition in the humanoid robot realm. What's very interesting, right? He talks about Tesla being a $20 trillion company because of humanoid robots. But the reality is there are a crap ton of humanoid robot manufacturers. If you go and you research, both in China and in the United States, building humanoid robots, you know, it ain't 2008 anymore, right? I think that's one of the interesting things with Tesla is they basically had no competition for like 15 years, at least 15 years, right? Where they came out with an electric vehicle. Most other car companies didn't even think it was a practical thing to do. So they were able to build up their customer base when there was no competition. What's curious when we start talking about things like the humanoid robots and other things is that there's literally just a metric crap ton of competition within that particular world, right? They're literally at this point just simply trying to prove that anybody should want these damn things. And as soon as they prove the value proposition, there's going to be a lot of companies going after that particular market. And so it's just very interesting to see Elon Musk state that the hardware essentially has no value. The software is the only thing that makes Tesla a valuable company. And now he's outsourcing the software to his artificial intelligence company. And at the exact same time he's doing this, right? This should be getting him sanctioned by the board. Remember, when you talk about a board of directors, right, the CEO is not the boss of a company. It's the board of directors. The board of directors are supposed to look out for shareholder value. The idea is you have a gazillion shareholders out there, so you don't want them to vote on everything. That would just be stupid, right? Representative democracy type of deal. So the board is supposed to look out for shareholder value, that type of thing. And so the CEO is literally hired by the board. The board can fucking fire the CEO, and the CEO should always know they could be fired. And what's interesting here is we literally have this CEO talking about siphoning off the most valuable component of Tesla to an entirely different company. At the exact same time, he's demanding more compensation for the very little work that he does. And the board, if this is not a captured board, I literally do not understand what the definition of a captured board is, right? So anyways, we'll see. We will see what happens. What do you think about this? What do you think about the board wanting to give Elon Musk up to $1 trillion in equity in Tesla and not require him to do another goddamn thing? What do you think about this move? And I've talked about this move for a while. What do you think about this move of moving the most valuable thing for Tesla literally out of Tesla? And not only does Elon Musk think this is a good idea, because remember, he owns a big chunk of xAI, but that the board is going along with this. Why is he not being lambasted by the fucking board right now and being told if he doesn't pull his head out of his ass, they're not just going to fire him, but they're going to claw back equity for his failure to be a CEO? No, right? Instead of Elon Musk being threatened with punishment, very real legal punishment right now by the board's like, yeah, we should give more Tesla money and resources to xAI. Oh. What do you think about all this? Put your thoughts down below. Give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. Call me amazing, call me a moron. Just at the end of the day, make sure you do it down there. Oh, in the comment section, we do have another fireside chat lined up. I have to put that onto silicondojo.com. Make sure to go to silicondojo.com. Make sure to become a member of silicondojo.com for free. And you will be updated on the new events that silicondojo.com does. We are having the CEO of a $2 billion cybersecurity startup come on the show beginning of August. So we're going to be talking about cybersecurity in the modern world. So you can hear out of his mouth what he believes about cybersecurity. Classes are also coming soon, in-person classes. So I have to finish some things. Durham, North Carolina, we are going to start having in-person classes there relatively soonish, probably within about the next month. So if you're interested in in-person classes, we're going to be doing a lot of AI things like AI, API, OLAMA, LLMs, models, like things that go beyond the fucking the prompt or whatever. Those classes are going to be coming up. So join silicondojo.com. And with that, see y'all later.